Oh, you talking about the? I'm just telling.
Tear y'all up.
Go
Yes,
ahead.
yes.
You really think?
Welcome, everyone. Welcome. Thank you for joining us once again on Sports Fan Talk. I'm your humble host, Big G.
It's your boy Raider Mike.
And the young architect back at it again, man.
Oh, man. It's going to be a great show tonight, We got a nice matchup coming on. There's no more Raider Mike this week. But for this series, now it's Laker Mike. Lakers and Warriors will be matching up after both of them dispose of their first-round opponents. And I guess that's where we'll start off. We're going to jump right into the NBA playoffs. And, we'll jump in with the architect first because, what I'm saying, we're going to let him get his little thing on. Then we're going to let Laker Mike just really go into what he want to talk about, what I'm saying. So,
okay.
Young architect, get it.
Okay. So let's just go the all around one. Nuggets, they did what they needed to do there. So they're the number one seed. They're supposed to handle business, and they did. You know what I'm saying? Miami, man. Jimmy Butler, I love Jimmy Butler, man. He throughout the regular season, he just be cruising. He be chilling. You know what I'm saying? He be on cruise control. But as soon as like later on in the season, like the later half of the season, once he gets closer to crunch time and the playoffs and whatnot, he hits that switch and he goes into it and he turns into an all-world player. He looks like a top 5 player in the NBA. You know what I'm saying? And you can attest to that from his last 2 games in round one, playing against the Bucks. 56 points and I think 42 the next game. And then on top of that, I think he went 4 for 5 from 3. Like he don't even be pulling them things like that. But you know what I'm saying? Jimmy Butler doing his thing. Salute to Miami. Celtics and Hawks. Saw that one coming. You know what I mean? The Hawks, they're kind of, at least from the outside looking in, it looked like they don't really know what they want to do as far as like keeping Trae Young and whatnot. Although they did come out and say Trae Young wasn't going anywhere, but we all know how that goes. You could say one thing and play something else in that business world of professional sports. Knicks and Cavs, man. Hey, salute to the Knicks. Salute to the Knicks, man, because I mean, for years, and don't take no offense to this, Big G, but Knicks fans are kind of like Cowboys fans. You know what I'm saying? They think they think they're gonna be great every single year.
Nah. We do go to the playoffs. Knicks, this is the first time even tasting the playoffs, bro. You know what I'm saying? This is a little different.
They went last year, I believe, or the year before, something like that. I don't know. Either way, but. And then, like I said, salute to the Knicks. And then lastly, they're Grizzlies and them Lakers, man. I just want to look. Shout out to the Lakers for shutting the Grizzlies up. John Morant came out earlier this year before all the turmoil, said he was fine in the West. This once again proves, just like last year when they said the Warriors weren't that good, just like last year, they're proved that they mouths are writing checks that they ass can't cash.
They all smoke.
You know what I'm saying? Dylan Brooks is looking out to be the villain of the NBA, but when you get squashed by 40, you know what I'm saying? You're talking about, oh, I'm out. I don't want to talk to nobody. But when you win one game, you will talk about, oh, LeBron's old. I don't respect anybody till they drop 40 on me. Well, he didn't drop 40 on you, but the team whooped your ass by 40. So what now? You know what I'm saying? It's crazy because I'm curious to see what the Grizzlies are going to do going into next season. If they're going to make any changes or whatever, because I do like John Morant. I like some of their players on their team. I like Desmond Bane. I like Steven Adams. I like Jaren Jackson Jr. But they still have a lot of immaturity on that team, and it shows. You know what I'm saying? But we gonna see, man. Because at the end of the day, man, like I said, they wrote a check up their ass kicking cash, and that's why they got bounced 3-2.
Okay. Laker Mike. All right.
They got back. Yeah.
Give me something on it.
Well, I mean, I knew we was gonna beat Memphis. The matchup was a problem. No Steven Adams down there, so we went to town down there, and we had to give up that game 5. What is it? Well, yeah, I guess we had to give them that one. We had to give them that one in Memphis. But we came and just cleaned them out on Friday. Clean out Friday. 40 points. Dylan Brooks just play basketball. Don't say nothing. You call LeBron old, but old butter make good cake. So he made an ass whooping out of you guys. So I mean, he ain't got to drop 40 on you. They drop 40 on your team. It's more important. So yeah, that wasn't impressive to me. I didn't have to. I was turning back and forth, watching reruns of the draft because we beating them so bad, you know. So
Damn.
I watched the majority of that whole game, but then the last few minutes, I said, "Let me go change. It ain't even worth watching." So and then like I said, the Cavs. I mean, the Cavs and the Knicks. I picked the Knicks. I knew the Knicks was winning that series. So I was impressed with the Knicks. But now this new series against that they just who they just started with Miami. That's one game.
Miami, yeah.
Miami won that game, but I'm still impressed with the Knicks for getting there, And another game, let me see. Well, I'm waiting on for that. Let me see, who was it? That was Philly and the Boston series. It ain't no need to talk about the Hawks too much. They gone. You knew Boston was taking them down, and I expect Boston to come out the East though. Really, but no, who knows? Might be Philly, and what else game? I talk about the Warriors. I mean, let me not forget about them. I'm impressed with the Warriors. Friday, I know they just laid it down. Silverman went in that locker room and said, "Steve, gotta get this money back." Yeah. So I kind of figured that. I mean, I watched that game Friday and I was in disgust. I was like,
I know.
They just laid it down real proper like. So then they come out today and they just came out like game busters. Curry definitely came out like a game buster with emphasis to say, "Hey, look, I run this mother." I got to give Warriors credit today. And then Looney with 21 rebounds, 11 double, 11 points. I mean, you got to give Warriors credit where credit is due. They played good defense down the stretch in that game, obviously, and they shot the lights out till they put the lights out of Sacramento. I mean, I was like, man,
yeah, man.
Curry lighting them up. I just hope he don't light us up like that. So hopefully not, because I sure don't want to see that, because I want to hear it from you. I don't want to hear it from you.
Man, I ain't gonna rub it in, man.
I don't want to hear it from my kids. So, they already got the call. So we gonna get y'all. I said, it's all right. We'll find out who gets who. But I'm willing to bet it's 7. But anyway, that's all my take on the games. I mean, but I was impressed with the Warriors, and I'm impressed with Miami because they kind of shocked me. They really did.
Yeah.
So yeah, but that's my take on it.
All right. Well, you see, put my little twos and fews up in there. I don't know. One thing, I mean, I'm gonna go a little bit back, a little further, because Miami and New York played today. And Miami, they look damn good, man. They played a solid game, got over on New York. New York led most of the first half, but man, I'm telling you, them Pat Riley emphasized Eric Spoelstra coach team, man. That's a hard team to dispose of. Then you add in Jimmy Buckets. He's like an extension of them on the court, man. And Bam Adebayo, all them, man, them dudes are some hard dudes to play against, as Milwaukee found out. I mean, it's like we're not really talking about the fact that Miami is an 8 seed. They beat the 1 seed, Milwaukee, disposed of them 4-1.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and then they went into Madison Square Garden and won today. So, man, you got to look out for the Heat. But I have a feeling if the Heat should happen to win the East, man, they'll be meat for the beast come championship round, man. So, kudos to them, though. You know what I mean? The Heat, man, that franchise, they just hardcore. Them dudes play hard basketball, hard nose, and they remind me of like the Ravens or something in football. You know what I mean? Just one of them franchises. And then as far as Philadelphia and Boston. They got game 1 tomorrow, and Boston is favored by 10 points. So that's telling me Embiid's not going to play.
Yeah, Embiid's not playing.
There's no way in hell that Boston would be favored by that much. I don't think they'll win by that much, but if the 76ers don't have Embiid, they don't have a chance. So I don't know. Is he going to play in the series? Like, what's going on with him? I haven't been keeping up with his injury.
They just said he probably isn't going to play game 1, but they're going to keep him. They're going to keep him close, basically. I think he'll end up playing this series, honestly. But I think for at least game 1, if they lose badly game 1, I think he'll come back game 2. But
yeah,
I think if they can pull it off, I think they'll try and hold it.
Oh, okay. And as far as the Denver Phoenix series, Denver looked tough in game 1. I remember I picked Denver to beat them in this series. I just think they're deeper. You know what I mean? Phoenix, that starting 5, they can play with anybody. Once you start digging into that bench, which they traded away to get Durant, they sacrificed it, man. It's not enough firepower. So I think for Phoenix, better luck next year. I think that Denver probably won these first 2. Phoenix definitely gets 1 game when they go back, maybe 2. It might go back and forth. I might be underestimating Phoenix. Durant might have some of them freaking Grim Reaper games, them Slim Reaper games. So you never know. And then as far as Lakers and Golden State, man, kudos to the Kings. They came out. That's a young team. They're going to be around. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out where they could upgrade. They need a dynamic. They need a what I call a Greyhound.
A solid wing.
They need a Greyhound. Yeah, there you go. 6'7" dude, a two-way player. That could bring a little something extra, like an Iguodala in his prime type player.
Yeah.
If they get something like that, man, it's gonna be something to reckon with. But that championship pedigree took care of them today, man. It wasn't that game wasn't even in doubt coming down the stretch. So, but this Lakers Golden State series, actually, I don't know how this is gonna go. The Lakers are a totally different team now. The Lakers look a lot better. They are in no way in hell a 7 seed, man. I'm glad they disposed of the Grizzlies, though, man, because Grizzlies, to me, they need to revamp their line. They got a lot of talent, but they got to figure it out. There's something missing there. Even Dylan Brooks, man, he might be more trouble than he's worth. You know what I'm saying? That cat might, they might need to get rid of that dude, man. You know what I'm saying? Why? Especially right now while they're young, because if they go on, play a couple more seasons with him, I mean, he's already friends and they're already a unit, tight-knit unit, but it's early enough in a career where you can kind of get rid of him and replace him with somebody better value, you know what I mean? Because right now he's more of a nuisance than a help as far as the team is concerned. But as far as the Lakers-Warriors, that's going to be a tight series, man. I got the Warriors in 6. Laker Mike, who do you have?
I got to go with my team, man.
I know you're going with them. How many games?
Lakers in 7. I can't let you do. I mean,
for me, my first initial thought was Warriors in 6, but I could definitely see this going 7. And even if it goes 7,
it could go 7. But
even if it goes 7, I'll still take the Warriors.
Well, I predict
because the Warriors got home court, right?
Yeah. I predict this going 6 because Anthony Davis will get hurt before Game 3 comes. He'll be hurt.
Draymond
gonna stop him in his nuts.
Draymond gonna trip that fool on the court, drop some slick oil on the ground, and
probably just gonna stomp that fool in the chest.
I don't know, man, but we're gonna find out.
We're gonna find out. It's gonna be a great series, man. It's gonna be good banter back and forth. Let's move it right along. Let's get into these draft results, man. You know what I'm saying? I guess you gotta flip the switch right now and go into Raider Mike mode. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Talk about your draft results. You know what I
all right.
mean?
Talk about this. We're gonna talk about, you know, well, I mean, there was some surprises. Well, there wasn't no surprise.
Okay, well, let us know
No,
what you got.
Well, if I'm talking about, we knew the first pick was going to be Bryce Young. We knew, you know what? I thought the Texans was going to go get their quarterback at number 12, but the Texans did totally different. They said, forget that. They couldn't pass up on Stroud. I don't blame them. And then they come around and make a trade for Will Anderson. They go to third. I mean,
Yeah, that was
uh,
nice. That was a good move right there,
that was
boy.
a good move right there. I
Mhm.
mean, I knew they had defensive minded coach. He had to get a defensive player because their defense was very bad last year. So they
Yeah.
want to build with that edge rusher. Uh, well, the Raiders, we did what I knew at 7. Once all those quarterbacks were gone, Richardson was gone. I knew that we was either getting a defensive end, D tackle, or a corner. I knew it was one of the three. And then a Tyree Wilson dude is a good flip pick. I got to say that's a good pick. We need another edge rusher to complement Chandler Jones and Max Crosby. I mean, but I wanted that Jalen Carter guy, but the Raiders wouldn't do that because of the things that went down. But I still would have probably. That's a player I might have had took a chance on.
I would have shit.
But I think because of the thing with Ruggs, and I think But all the quarterbacks went where they were supposed to go, but I just didn't see. I mean, Tennessee went back and got Levis. I mean, well, what does that mean for Malik Willis? I
Hey,
mean,
Willis. Yeah.
that's saying he didn't even get a chance. So maybe he'll have to. That don't mean that Will Levis can to earn that backup job this year. Who knows? Malik Willis may come out and really, I hope he does.
Yeah.
But because that's a wasted draft pick, and that's like, why you draft another quarterback? You drafted me. I was surprised on that. That was a surprise for me. And Bijan Robinson going to the Falcons, that was a surprise.
Yeah.
That was a big surprise to me. I mean, it was to well, then they didn't have no real spectacular running back, but still, I thought he was going to slide out. It was just like you don't want to slide to Philly because he almost slid there. He was only 2 picks away, But the winner of that draft, if you really think about it, is Philly. What they just
Mhm.
Georgia, they got Georgia, the Georgia Eagles. So they went out and got 2 of them, Nolan Smith and Jalen Carter. I mean,
they took the nose tackle last year from them.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Now they're gonna
Jordan Davis. Yep.
Yeah, they're gonna sit them both side by side, coming against, that's collapsing the pocket, stopping the run game. I mean, man. I think they're the winners of the draft, and the Ravens always draft well. They always do. So, but the Cowboys did what they were supposed to do. So they did get that tight end in the later round, didn't they? Or did they? I know they got tight end.
They got a tight end.
They got tight end because they got a good one too, though. They got a good one. So, I mean, and the Raiders, like I said, we got Mayer, but anyway.
That was a good pick, man.
That was a damn good pick. I mean, because we don't know if OJ Howard, if he's going to be healthy for a whole year,
Yeah.
Anyway, so I hope he do, because if he can flash some of that what he had in Tampa when he was healthy, But all in all, it was a good draft. I mean, I just think that the Raiders, I think we did good. We addressed the needs. Then we got the quarterback at Aiden O'Connell from Purdue. I've seen him play. He's a gunslinger. He can play, but it's going to take him some time. That's why they drafted him where they drafted him in the 4th round, and let him get his time to season his meat, get the meat seasoned up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Before you put it in the smoker, we got to marinate the meat. We got to marinate that meat for a little while, and then we're gonna throw it in that smoker, and it's gonna fall off the bone, and it's gonna be like butter. So
this type of butter, Ray.
Right, but that's all. I mean, I can't really go too far into it because there's so much stuff,
Okay. Architect.
Yeah, man. For me, top two. I knew it was gonna be one of the two. You know, whatever your preference was. Like Raider Mike said, the Texans moving up to 3 to get Will Anderson. That was a smart move. Very, very smart move by D'Amico Ryans and his front office. Honestly, the shocker to me, I honestly thought the Colts were gonna go reach on Will Levis and try and do something with him. But taking Anthony Richardson, who obviously is a physical specimen, with that, at least there, they don't really have to rely on him passing as much because they do have Jonathan Taylor, albeit he's coming off an injury. I think he'll be okay. He'll be able to, yes, they're going to give him the reins, but I won't think it'll be as much pressure as a CJ Stroud or a Bryce Young. The Seahawks trading up to get Devin Witherspoon. I did not see that happen. I didn't see that coming into fruition. If anything, I thought the Seahawks were going to possibly go get a Jalen Carter or even like another offensive tackle or something. You know what I mean? But hey, good on them because, they what happened the last time the Seahawks were really good? They had an incredible defense. So building upon that, that's good for them. Obviously, the Raiders getting Tyree Wilson. I'm going to be honest, I have no idea who he was because I don't watch Texas Tech football. I just heard the name.
He's decent. Decent.
I thought we were going to get Jalen Carter or that cornerback from Oregon. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But hey, shoring up the D-line, that's good. Completely shocked that Bijan Robinson went number 8 to the Falcons because the Falcons need so many things. And they had a pretty solid running back core last year. You know what I mean? But, Cordell Patterson obviously getting older. And they don't really have like a bell cow back, so I could see that.
Yeah.
Like alluding to what Raider Mike said, the rich got richer with the Eagles. You know what I'm saying? They had 70 sacks last year, and I'm sure they'll hover around that again this year.
Yeah, shit.
That they'd have made. You know what I mean? Because you just having Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter in the middle is crazy. And let us not forget about Fletcher Cox. He old, but he can still get it done.
Yeah.
The Lions drafting Jahmyr Gibbs. Although they had DeAndre, and I think they just signed David Montgomery. They're going to have a hell of a running back by committee. That lets me know that Dan Campbell wants to run the ball to take the pressure off of Jared Goff.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And then they ended up trading traded DeAndre Swift to the Eagles. So again, the rich get richer because DeAndre Swift is a good back. You know what I mean? Again, Packers not picking up a wide receiver in the first round, not shocked. Although they need one, in my opinion. Especially with Jordan Love, he's going to need help. What else? Let's see. Zay Flowers going
Ravens.
The Ravens. I think that'll be good for him. I think him, Odell, Mark Andrews. Obviously, we'll talk about Lamar later. But I think that offense is going to be – Bateman's going to be healthy. I think that team's going to come around. Another one that shocked me, I don't even know who the hell Mozzie Smith is. Never heard of him. But then again, I don't really watch Michigan football. Watch some of his highlights.
This the only thing about he's strong as hell. That man,
he looks like a damn grizzly bear.
That man benched 325, 22 times, 22 reps. Shit.
Damn.
Strong dude.
Yeah, man, I'll take that. And then the Saints picking up Brian Breesy from Clemson, that D tackle. I think that'll be good for them, shoring up their defense a little bit.
Yes, not too much. Now let me slide up in here and get mine. Run down the whole draft. Wow. But alluding to what you said about Mozzie Smith, the Cowboys, I think that was a good pick for them. He comes from a good lineage, man. His grandfather, Carl Smith, he started a Black Freedom Movement newspaper called The Organizer in the 1960s. So, the boy got good, strong family foundation, you know what I mean? And he's just freakish athletically. Like I said, he did the 22 reps at 325, and the boy got a 33.5-inch vertical, man. So he's like a little freak of nature athlete. Hopefully we get some of that Micah action coming up in there, you know what I mean? And they say the reason Will Levis fell down so far in the draft because in the interview room, he came off cocky to some of these GMs and the owners of these teams. And, I don't know if you guys, I don't follow Twitter and all that stuff, man. But supposedly this dude, be taking them little selfies with the shirt off in the mirror and doing
Oh
a
yeah, he
whole
was like posting his like post. Yeah,
yeah. So I guess that turned off a lot of people, man. So he kind of did himself a disservice as far as like the way he's trying to expose himself. So, it's one of those things I think is the best for him anyway, because he's not a first round quarterback to me. He's not a top quarterback. Maybe if anything, I mean, he went 33 to the Titans. So let's say he was the second pick in the freaking second round. So almost like a first rounder. I think that's where he should have been anyway. I don't think he should have been any higher than that. So good for him because he actually has a chance. But like we're saying, I don't know what the hell that means for Malik Willis, man. It's like they gave up on that brother already. So I mean, I think that's bad. And let me see what else. I think you guys hit
Joey
on.
Porter Jr.
Oh
He
yeah,
got
he
picked up by
went
the
to the
Saints or by the Steelers.
Steelers, of course. You know what I mean? Got to go where his daddy was at.
Exactly.
So, that man grew up with Mike Tomlin's kids, man. They all partners. So, that's a good pick for them, though. He's not like the fastest corner, but, very athletic, very smart, fast enough. You know what I mean? He'll fit in that Steeler scheme. So, other than that, I like the Seahawks got Jackson Smith and Jigba. I think that was a nice pickup for them. So, give Geno another weapon. But overall, let's see, what do you guys give the Raiders draft? Overall grade.
Well, I'm gonna have to go with I'll go with a B plus. I don't know about it. It could be an A. I like the first three picks though. I really like the first three picks, and then after you get a little fall off. Well, we'll just say I'll give my team a B plus, but B plus. I'll give them B plus.
Okay.
Yeah.
And architect.
For me, I'll give him a B minus. You know what I mean? I think there's a couple other things that they probably could have addressed in the draft. You know what I'm saying? Me personally, it's cool that we got that dude out of Purdue, but me personally, I would have liked to see us grab Hendon Hooker, especially see that he went in the third round. But,
Okay. Well, I won't give the Raiders a grade because I don't really follow the draft all that tough because I just like to I like to see what they do in the preseason and then go into the season, man. But as far as drafted need, I like the Cowboys got Deuce Vaughn. You know what I mean? The running back.
Yeah,
from
I saw
Kansas
they called his dad called him. Right?
His dad called him because his dad's position coach for the Cowboys, so that was cool.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Then let's see, we got a linebacker, we got Overshown, we got our tight end, Shoemaker from Michigan. So we drafted for position well. We got our D tackle linebackers. So I'm cool with that. I will just say, for the sake of giving them a grade, I give them a C, which is we'll wait and see what happens. You know what I'm saying? So,
but if you want to grade, well, one other thing, if you want to grade teams on addressing needs, Raiders address every need except for maybe a offensive lineman. Other than that, if you're going to do that, they get A minus for addressing needs. But
just give them an A plus, man. I know you want to give them A plus.
No, A plus. No A plus. No A plus. We're gonna stick with the B. We're gonna stick with the B plus.
All right, let's keep it pushing football wise. Let's go on to OAA Ron. This is kind of old news in the cycle of the internet, because it already happened. Man, that man's a Jet now. Heading over there. The second year of this 3-year, $150 million contract. The Jets have a defense. Then they got Breeze coming off injury. They got Lazard. They got Garrett Wilson on the outside. AFC is going to look different. AFC East is, no more Pats at the top. Dolphins are going to be good. Then you got Buffalo, which also got stronger. I forgot they drafted somebody good too. Who did Buffalo?
They drafted tight end. Then they drafted
they got the dude from Utah.
Dalton Kincaid. Yeah,
that's the one we want the Cowboys to get. Yeah. That dude is good, man. So they got Josh Allen, another weapon, you know. And on the flip side of that, for Green Bay, Jordan Love gets his shot. You know what I mean? The cupboard might be a little bit bare over there, but he about to have action as a starter. So, Architect, what do you think about the situation?
I'm curious to see how Jordan Love is going to play under a full 17-game season. I know he showed like a little flash here and there. I know they got a couple like decent receivers and Christian Watson. I think they still got the tight end Robert Tonyan, and obviously they still got Aaron Jones. So I'm curious to see how that's going to work out for him. But for Aaron Rodgers, man, he has to go to a Super Bowl this year, in my opinion. He has to get to a Super Bowl. You know what I mean? No more, oh, we don't have this, we don't have that. You have a hell of a defense. You have weapons out the wazoo when it comes to the offensive side. You just saw Garrett Wilson come off of, an amazing rookie season. You signed the receiver that you want. You know what I mean? You got Brees Hall. Like, there are no more excuses. The Jets, if they're not number one, they should be number two in their division, regardless. You know what I mean? Also, I think it's kind of funny that if you look at him and Brett Favre's career as of right now, they both went to the Jets at the same age. At the same damn age, they both went to the Jets.
Witchcraft, man. It's witchcraft.
Kind of crazy, man. Hopefully he can go farther and do better than what Brett did. But yeah, I think it's Super Bowl or bust for Aaron Rodgers and the Jets this year. And for the Packers, this is a filling out process because the GM already came out and said, I don't know if I want to pick up Jordan Love's fifth-year option.
Damn. Wow, Raider Mike. What do you think, man?
Yeah, I mean, I think that move with Aaron Rodgers was a good move for the Jets. And I do believe, like a young architect said, that they have to win the Super Bowl. Aaron Rodgers has to win the Super Bowl. He can't just get there. He needs to win the Super Bowl. And I think he went to the Jets because he wants to say, Brett, I'm going to do it a little better than you. I'm going to get to the Super Bowl. I think that's another motivational piece for him. And they got everything there that he needs. And he recruited Lazard over there, and he recruit, players to come there, which I think he'll be very highly motivated. Aaron Rodgers, I think he'll be very highly motivated. If that defense can play the way it played last year, and Brees Hall can come back, he runs the ball well, and you know what Aaron Rodgers is going to do. He's going to do his part. He's just going to need that defense to knuckle beat somebody like they got knuckle beaten by the Niners. But for the last couple of years. And I think Jordan Love, now we're going to get on to Jordan Love. I think they did draft a couple of wide receivers in the tight end too to help them. So for them not picking up that fifth-year option, that's kind of, the Packers, they ain't making too much sense. That's the guy that you guys drafted. You fell in love with Love. You know what I'm saying? And you got to give him that fifth-year option. I know they want to see what he do this year. I think he's going to be fine. I think he's going to play good for them. I think he'll be efficient. He got a running back to take some of the pressure off of him. So as long as receivers make plays for him and he can play without making a whole bunch of mistakes. I mean, he showed some flashes in a couple of games that he can play. And I think he can. So I don't think it's going to be an adjustment though, but he got some big shoes to fill. But I think he just go out there and play the best version of himself and not worried about the shoes and just, go out there and just go out there and be efficient. Don't turn the ball over.
That ain't the toughest division in football over there either.
And that's what I'm talking about. He ain't playing in. That's what everybody fails to understand, that he's not playing in the tough division no more. I mean, that division he can very well. I mean, I ain't saying he is, but he can very well have a real good season. I'm counting on him having a good season. I don't know how many wins they gonna have, but I think the quarterback will have a good season. They may go 8-9.
Let's say let's see. You got the Vikings, the Lions, and Bears, right?
And the Bears. I mean, the Vikings are the Lions are up and coming.
So who do you see winning that division?
The winning that division? Well, I think I want to say Detroit, but I don't know if they're ready yet. I'll say the Vikings gonna still win that division. I'll take the Vikings.
Man, I would
But
take the Lions, man. I think
but
the
I was gonna take
Lions
the Lions, but I don't know if they're ready though. If they're hungry enough to come out the den.
and the Vikings, they,
Yeah.
bro,
Now
they
the Vikings got some pieces though. More.
they
I
got
don't.
they got real lucky in a lot of games last year. You remember that?
Yeah, they did, but I still think they got a little bit. I think they got a little bit more experienced players, and I don't know. It's gonna be close. It's gonna be out of them and Detroit to win that division. So let's just put it that way. Detroit will be fighting for the winner division, and they will make a playoff next year. Detroit. I think Detroit will make a playoff.
Okay, I like that. I like that. We're gonna keep it pushing, man. We're gonna stay in football from Aaron Rodgers getting his little trade in the contract to Lamar finally getting his paper. Lamar Jackson got his little contract, man. I'm gonna stick with you, Raider Mike. Excuse me. I'm so sorry. Laker Mike.
Oh yeah, I knew that would happen. The day before the draft, I said the Ravens would be stupid. They built that whole team around him. They built that whole offense around him. There's no way that they were going to let him slide up out of there. That 260 million contract with 185 million guaranteed. It wasn't the fully guaranteed, but he got enough of it to where I'm gonna take it. You know what I'm saying? He's a fool not to take that money. You know what I'm saying? He'll end up getting. He's gonna end up getting all that money.
Well, it's perfect because he got guaranteed 40 million more than the Ravens wanted, but it's 40 million less than he wanted. So they came in the middle.
Right. So they got a little. He gave a little, and he bent. They bent a little, and he bent a little. Yeah. And that's what all that was. And I think the coach, he liked playing for Harbaugh, and I think that probably played a part in it too. I think. So I'm glad that he got his money because he's very deserving of it, and there's no way in hell that he wasn't supposed to get more. I mean, Jalen Hurts earned his money too, but I knew he had to get more than Hurts, because that's what was gonna happen. I mean, so I'm glad for Lamar. I mean, I'm very happy that he did it his way and he got it what he wanted. He might didn't get the fully, but he got what he wanted, and he did this without having to pay an agent.
Yep.
Paying his mama though.
Yep. Ain't nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying?
Mama get her hands in there and get digging in and get us some. And God rest his soul, as Mr. Marshall used to say when we played baseball, when he told me to dig in there, he said, dig in there and get you some.
All right, architect. Your thoughts.
Man, shout out to Jalen Hurts for resetting that market. You know what I mean? Real quick, just so Lamar, that's like the price is right. I bet $1 more over what you bet. You know what I mean? He got a whole million more. So shout out to Lamar to getting paid that 185 mil fully guaranteed out of his I think 255. But another interesting fact: 7 out of the 10 top paid quarterbacks in the league are black. 7 out of the 10. And the top 2 are the newly signed Jalen Hurts and Lamar Jackson at 51 and 52 million.
So it's Hurts, Mahomes, Kyler Murray, Lamar.
Yep. Deshaun.
Watson.
Russell Wilson.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
More, huh?
Dak.
Oh yeah, Dak attack.
Dak got 40 of them things. So yeah, shout out to who said quarterback and black. There can be a successful black quarterback. Look at that. Highest paid in the league. You know what I mean? No, good on Lamar. Also good on the Ravens. I'm really, really excited to see what that offense is going to look like without Greg Roman trying to run the ball 24/7. I like, because I think that that OC, the OC that the Ravens signed was the Browns OC. The last time Odell had that's the last time Odell had 1,000 yards. So I think they'll have a nice balanced attack. Like I said, I think this is another year where we see the Ravens kind of have a bounce back year. Not even saying it was a bad year, that they went 10-7 last year. Right? So Hopefully big improvements. Good on Lamar for getting paid, and even bigger props to negotiating this himself. When everybody else was telling him, "Oh, go get an agent. Let an agent do it." Da, 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 da. He said, "Nah, I'm gonna bet on myself," and he did, and that was a smart decision by him.
Okay, I was just reading something from your cousin. Just text me. Yeah. I mean, that's a good fact. Like the top 7 of the top 10 are brothers. You know what I mean? But also, even in signing this contract, freaking, he's the third on the guaranteed money list behind Deshaun Watson and Kyler Murray. They're the only two that have more guaranteed money than him. So it's good. But we're gonna see the bar is about to be reset real soon, man. Because
shit,
Burrow,
Joe Burrow finna get 60 a year, dog.
You know what I'm saying? Burrow and Herbert are both coming up. And then Lee Steinberg, who is Patrick Mahomes' agent, he said he's going back to the table again, man. So getting greedy. Old Patty, he's seeing these dudes get all this paper, man. Patty is like, hey, wait a minute, I'm the best, man.
Yeah, I'm the best.
10-year contract though?
Huh?
Didn't he get a 10-year contract work with?
Well, what does that mean? Contracts are made to be broken
Right.
and restructured.
He said, wait, I just won another Super Bowl.
Yeah, you know what I mean? If all these dudes start getting all this big money, you think Patty's gonna sit down there and just wait for his turn again? No.
Don't want that contract.
Patty would be like, pay me or I'm out of here. I'm sitting out. Then what?
They need to tear that one up, man, if that's the case. But
it's gonna be interesting, man. But shout out to him, man.
Old Froggy gotta get it. You know, you got that
Froggy.
You got that, yeah, he is the best though. He is the best. So I mean, he's good.
For sure.
Glad Patty got his money, man. Now we're gonna have to go into our last topic. Oh, and we're gonna go a whole nother direction, man.
About that one, Gregory. That one I did not see coming.
Oh, Mr. Philip Jackson, man. His little racist comments. I mean, you didn't see it coming. I'm not surprised at all, man. I watched one. Let's just say this: Scottie Pippen called it out a long time ago. Scottie Pippen outright called him a racist. You know what I'm saying? And this is years ago. So that was, people didn't really trip because they're like, oh, Scotty's a little bitter because I guess after Mike left, Scotty wanted to be that number one option, and Phil's trying to give it to coach, man, and Scotty didn't appreciate it, so people thought Scotty was just hating. So it's like, But the one thing that stuck out to me, I remember when JR was playing for the Lakers, and he didn't get to play in the game. The reporter asked him, he's like, oh, why did you play? And JR was like, I don't know, man. You got to ask Philip. And I was like, why is he talking about him like that? But JR went on the KG show, and KG interviewed JR. And he told a story about, like, after a game, he was like, everybody go ahead, have a good weekend or good evening, whatever. And they said, hopefully we won't read about JR over on Crenshaw. And to Jay's credit, I mean, he asked him, like, what do you mean by that? Or whatever. But to Jay's credit, he's like, yeah, I don't have a problem spending money in Crenshaw with my people and then sliding out. And he's like, who in their right mind wants to spend time just hanging out on Crenshaw, brother? So he did that perfectly to him. But with Phil and his little comments about Black Lives Matter, like him saying justice went to the basket and equal opportunity knocked them down and stuff like that, making fun of the movement, fun of the banners, on the floor, and just different little slogans, and saying that his grandkids are like laughing about it, whatever. I was just like, oh, you indoctrinating your grandkids into your state of mind, how you think about minorities, you know what I mean? So it give people enough time and they'll show you who they are. And I think all this is him showing us who he's been all along. And quite frankly, I don't buy the narrative that he's a great coach. I'm sorry. And I've been said this for years. I mean, you tell me, Y'all can answer this question now. How many titles has that man won without Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, or Shaquille O'Neal?
Nah.
0. So, I mean, I give you credit for coaching the personalities and getting them together to be cohesive and all that. That's a talent in itself. But come on, man. You know what I'm saying? If just think if Popovich coached the same teams he coached. I think Popovich is better.
Oh shit.
Think if Pat Riley coached the same teams he coached. You know what I mean? I think he would have just as many or more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Can y'all hear that alarm?
Mm-mm.
Oh, good. It went off for a second. That's a little alarm in the building. But that's my take on it. You know what I mean? I'll go to you guys. You know, architect, what you think, man?
I agree with you because I feel like with the whole coaching thing. Because if you look at Greg Popovich, you see what he did with Tim Duncan, David Robinson, Tony Parker, and all them boys. Even in the latter half of their career, albeit they weren't like in their prime, I think if you would have given Popovich that, I think you give any competent, really good head coach a prime Michael Jordan, prime Kobe and Shaq, all that, I think they could squeeze out some championships. But it's ironic for him to say that when quite literally he wouldn't have any of the success, including the championships when he played with the Knicks without brothers. Wouldn't have none of that success. Not even a little bit. It wasn't even a smell of it. But to say that the NBA was trying to cater to an audience and bring a certain audience to the game and try to keep politics out of the game, that you can't do that because since I would say, at least for me, since seeing Michael Jordan and all that.
Not even to cut you off, but just what you just said. He said he didn't like that the NBA was catering to a certain audience. What audience didn't he like that he thinks that they were catering to?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
And back to my point on trying to keep politics out of the NBA, the media brings politics into the NBA all the time. So if you really want to point the blame at somebody for bringing politics, quote unquote, look to the media because they always ask the opinions of, oh, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? Realistically, at the end of the day, let's be honest. Most major sports in America are run by African Americans, by Black people, and if
you mean on the field of play.
Yeah, on the field of play. Where all the action comes from.
About to say, not up top.
Yeah, not up top. But let's just be real. We, as a people, we've been kind of suppressed of not being able to speak. So when people in that position, people in that power feel like they have to say something, they're gonna say it. I.e., you look at LeBron James. You know what I'm saying? Who really is a big factor in like, oh yeah, like he stands for it. He stands for, bringing peace to Black people, all that stuff. And many others around the NBA. I'm just mainly speaking on him because he's kind of like the face. But for Phil Jackson to come out and basically, say some stuff like that, dude, like, come on, bro. Without Black people, you wouldn't have no success. Like, bro, I don't give a damn whether you disagree with it or not. Like, at the end of the day, the facts is right in front of you. You know what I'm saying? Black people are getting killed and nothing's being done about it. Somebody's got to bring attention somewhere, and why not on the biggest stage? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's all I have to say about it, man.
You have a point, young man. Good point. Maker Mike.
Yeah, I'm surprised that he would say something like that because he is out of his mind. What do you think our ancestors and all these people fought and died for? And you're going to sit up here and say something like that? I mean, Black Lives Matter, what do you mean it matters? They are getting killed. We still getting killed. They fought for our freedom, for us to have these rights that we have. And we're still getting treated like second or third, class citizens in becoming into in America. Some people, I mean, your athletes get treated a little better than the athletes, but at the end of the day, when they pull you over, it's gonna be Black. And Phil Jackson, I can believe he would say that. I mean, if it wasn't for him having those Black players on those teams, would he have any rings on those? No. Wouldn't have any rings, but none.
Yeah, Remember, he called your boy
Players,
LeBron. He called all his friends a posse. Remember?
you can't, yeah, and that you can't call no, man. That's racist. Can't do that, man. You just kind of just stick to being retired and don't say nothing. You ain't got nothing else better to say, nothing better to do. Don't try to say that. This is the perfect platform for them to be able to express themselves and to be able to talk about Black Lives Matter and stuff that goes on because that's our people. They're Black. We're supposed to talk about it. We want to make it better for the next generation of basketball players, the next generation of children that grow up. We want to make it better for them. That's why they say what they say. That's why we have to keep fighting. And you over here trying to throw a brick through the window with those comments. I mean, I didn't, you know what, man, I didn't even want to even really, I mean, he should have just kept those comments to himself because that makes you do sound like you're, like you said, Greg. I wouldn't have never thought that. I guess he was being the master on the plantation when he's a coach without a whip. That's what he was. That's why he had that. That's why he had that crystal ball with Kobe and Shaq when he first came to the Lakers. Remember that?
Yeah.
Kobe, Shaq picking up Kobe, holding Kobe, and Phil Jackson's in the middle. So, yeah, you know what I'm saying? He's a Mr. Reynolds in the middle with a whip, with an invisible whip. Huh? You know who Mr. Reynolds is from Roots. So you remember that so
Master Reynolds, huh?
Yeah, he was Master Reynolds, Master Jackson, huh? So I mean, I just don't like it because there's no place for that. I mean, yeah, all lives matter, but for right now, but it's for what we're Black. Our lives matter for real. We've been for over 400 years. What's been going on with us? I mean, he shouldn't even open up his mouth to say that. What is up with that though? I mean, I'm just shocked. I never knew that. Honestly, I never knew none of that.
Man, I don't even know why you're so shocked though. I mean, shit. The older
a
lot of these cats, the older they get, man, all this stuff it'll slip out, man.
I don't know
what
why.
I'm saying?
Hide in the closet, huh? Like Rufus in the closet, huh?
No,
coming out. He ain't the only one. There's others too. Yeah. He's not the only one, but I'm just very disappointed in him for that because he is. I mean, like you said, without those players, you couldn't be the coach that you are. Without those Afro-American Black live people that matter, you can have 11. What we got? 11 rings as a coach, 2 as a player, or something like that. Or 1 as a player.
I know at least 1.
I know you thought it was 2, but anyway, you got
He's got 2. He's got 2.
You got 2 as a player. So you couldn't have did it without
a bench player at that.
You couldn't a bench player. You couldn't do it without Willis Reed coming back out the locker room. God rest his soul. You disrespect. I mean, Willis Reed wouldn't come out that locker room. You might not have had that other.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, and I don't know a whole lot about Willis Reed because I was a little kid. I can't even remember, but I know I've seen them highlight. You know what I'm saying? He couldn't have won it without those players. You shouldn't say it. I just wish that people will never have the sympathy, but have some empathy for other people, other races, or people that are going through stuff, that's had things happen to them on the regular basis. This stuff happens all the time, and we just ain't hearing about all of it. You know how we hear stuff late. You know what I'm saying? So he got a lot of nerve. But anyway, I'm gonna leave it at that and let you go.
Well, he's just a pompous prick, and it just comes to the surface now. I guarantee you that now we're gonna hear some stories from people who've been around him with different little stories, man. It always happens. It's always there. There's always smoke, but people let it slide because you are who you are. I mean, he is freaking. He ain't the Lord of the Rings, but he got a lot of them. You know what I'm saying? So people gonna let him slide, but he make little snide remarks and stuff like that. Because even the remark he said about Jay in the locker room, I was like, yeah, all his teammates was like laughing at it. You know what I'm saying? Think it's funny, but you really get under the context of it, it's like he's showing you who he thinks you are. So
Right.
I'm not surprised, man. I don't get surprised these days
Man,
when people show me who they are.
even
Well,
remember like
I
when he was the president of the Knicks, how he basically was telling Carmelo Anthony like, yeah, this is not
Oh,
your team, but like you know what I mean. He like tore apart the team just to make sure Carmelo Anthony looked bad. You know what
yeah,
I mean?
and
Just little stuff like that. Like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's gonna be more
yeah,
stuff to come out.
yeah, that
oh,
right
for
there.
sure.
Yeah. Well, and with that, y'all, we're about to wrap it up for this week. Gonna let everybody sign off.
It's your boy Raider Mike, but right now we're gonna be Showtime Laker Mike. So
You know what I'm saying? It's your boy, Young Architect, man. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. You know what I'm saying? And I'll see y'all next week.
All right, and Big G signing off. Remember, like, share, subscribe.